welcome, welcome, welcome to our Sunday morning service. We've got a great service ahead of us, so happy to see everyone here. Let's welcome our sacred team. We have Michael Lawson on music. And we're happy to welcome Jimmy Buffalo Moreno. And Bill Lane is our tech guru. And Gladys Finucane is our usher. I couldn't remember the word we used for that. But I remembered how to say your name. Thank you for our Easter flowers. And let's go ahead and sing our first song.
So this is one of the YOU songs. It's really simple, but it's really great, and I felt like it was a good song to sing today. So. I give a little love, I give a little light, comes back round and I feel alright. Life is good. Life is good. I give a little love, I give a little light, comes back round and I feel alright. Life is good. Life is good. One more time. I give a little love, give a little light, comes back round and I feel alright. Life is good. Life is good.
Good morning. Let us join together in prayer. Let us open our hearts and our minds to all the good things in life. Let us enjoy this day. It's great to be reunited with friends unseen for a period of time, for those that we regularly talk to. Let us open our heart and our minds to the connection that we have, the connection that we share even when we're not together. Let us now connect to those that we know. We know in this world. Let us give them a little bit of light right now, right here, even though they're not with us. We can even share the light with those who have gone before us. We can share the light with those who are yet to come. Let us infuse this light in the universe, in our Mother Earth, and within ourselves, and enjoy this bright light, this beautiful day, in love. And so it is. Thank you, God.
Let's say together our April sacred prayers. For inner peace, I allow peace to permeate my being. For wisdom, I allow wisdom to reign in my mind. For life, I allow life to flow in my body. For prosperity, I allow abundance to be my experience. And for order, I allow order in my thoughts. This is our time to greet each other. If you want to find your way back to a seat, we can continue our greeting after the service. So nice to see so many familiar and new faces. So welcome. There's a welcome packet too. Let's get a welcome packet. I got a few announcements, which is exciting. We got something going on here, huh? So next Sunday, which is Palm Sunday, we're having a potluck. So we invite you to bring a dish to share. And after service, we'll have a potluck. We're planning to introduce our monthly potlucks again. So something to look forward to. We're also inviting people, if they would be willing to bring Easter lilies so we can fill up our platform with Easter lilies for our Easter season. And April 19th is going to be the Good Friday contemplative service. And it's really special. Marianne did it last year, and it's very unique and contemplative. So if you can make it, you'll enjoy it. Thank you. It's the 18th. It's at noon. Thank you for the questions. The 18th at 12 noon. Yeah, a different time than normal too. But Good Friday. So, and Terry continues to invite us for this Monday from 6 to 7 here at the center, meditation for weight loss. Every Monday, everyone who attended, loved it, check it out. And if it sounds good to you, you can ask Terry more about it or just show up. Okay, so we're also looking forward to in May. This has got some buzz going around it too. A lot of hard work has been going into it. We're going to be having a Blessing of the Animals pet fair where it'll be right here in our parking lot, Saturday, May 3rd from 10 a.m. to 2. And we've already got a shelter animals, and Bill told me the name of them, that will be bringing pets to adopt or come and have them blessed. And there are flyers on the back table, and they'll be on Facebook. So a lot to look forward to. Wonderful. So, and today, this is our day to celebrate our April birthdays. Do we have any April babies in the room? No? Aida, and it's my sister's birthday month. So shall we sing for Aida and everybody else because it's a good song? Ready? Did I put you on the spot? Here we go.
Happy birthday
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right, so now let's take a deep breath and release it and drop from our head to our heart, and you can take in the daily word. The word for today is assurance. I live with the assurance of my divinity. There may have been times I doubted my ability to create the life of my highest imaginings and resign myself to living a limited life. Today, I make a new choice. I see myself as fully divine and fully human. I am so much more than my past. Even if I have made regrettable decisions or disempowering choices, I can have the assurance that with each new day, I can begin again and build the life I want to live. As I pray, I feel the limitations of the world fall away. In the silence, I feel the presence of God and the fullness of my own divinity. This is the enduring truth of who I am. I affirm I am strong, I am creative. I am wise. I'll say that one more time and we can take that one together. I am strong. I am creative. I am wise. Together. I am strong. I am creative. I am wise. I leave the past behind and I eagerly create my future, assured of my eventual success. By this we know that we abide in him and he in us, because he has given us of his Spirit. 1 John 4:13. And now I'm going to read for our reading for the 5th Sunday of Lent from our Lenten booklet for this year. So today is the 5th Sunday of Lent, in which Jesus accepted his human reality. We have watched Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, spending time alone in prayer, resisting, then surrendering to his calling. Today we see him move fully into acceptance. But first, he has to awaken the disciples one last time. Then he came to the disciple and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and taking your rest? See, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Get up, let us be going. See, my betrayer is at hand." Matthew 26:45-46. Jesus was ready. He knew what was about to happen, and he headed into it with open eyes. Get up, let's be going. This was not passive acceptance, waiting for whatever came next. He had released all fear. He was saying, let's go do this. While he was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, arrived. With him was a large crowd with swords and clubs from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Now the betrayer had given him a sign saying, "The one I will kiss is the man, arrest him." At once he came up to Jesus and said, "Greetings, Rabbi," and kissed him. Jesus said to him, "Friend, do what you are here to do." Then they came and laid hands on Jesus and arrested him. Matthew 26:47-50. Jesus knew what Judas was doing as he approached, but did not push him away or blame or berate him. Jesus was in a state of acceptance. Those who loved him were not so accepting. The disciples wanted to fight. In all 4 Gospels, someone with Jesus draws a sword and cuts off the ear of a slave who was with the high priest. In John, that person is identified as Peter. In Luke, Jesus heals the ear. In all the Gospels, Jesus chastises the action. Put your sword back in its place, for all who take the sword will perish by the sword. Matthew 26:52. He didn't want any violence. That was never what his ministry was about. He was ready to comply with the authorities, go through the motions of a trial, and release his physical body. His greatest teaching was yet to come. Matthew quotes Jesus saying all this had to be done in order to fulfill the scriptures. This could be true, but he was also fulfilling his life's purpose. It's easy to believe that finding our true life's purpose is joyful, that suddenly life becomes easier and we only experience good. Jesus' story shows us that this is not always the case. Doing what you were born to do may feel blissful at times, but its soul lessons may include some unpleasantness. One of the many things we learn from the final hours of Jesus' life is that our most excruciating experiences may be the pinnacle of what we came into this life to experience, to learn, or to teach. When we look at Jesus' pain, we see the brilliant, life-changing legacy he left the world. Jesus showed us the divine potential in ourselves. We can move forward knowing that the same acceptance and courage he had also lives in us, no matter what we are called to go through. And now we will prepare for meditation.
If there is right in the soul, there will be beauty in the person. If there is beauty in the person, there will be harmony in the home. If there is harmony in home, there will be order in the nation. If there is order in the nation, there will be peace on the earth. If there is right in the soul, there will be beauty in the person. If there is beauty in the person, there will be harmony in the home. If there is harmony in home, there will be order in the nation. If there is order in the nation, there will be peace in the earth. If there is right in the soul, there will be beauty in the person. If there is beauty in the person, there will be harmony in the home. If there is harmony in home, there will be order in the nation. If there is order in the nation, there will be peace on the earth.
Let us take a time to feel peace within ourselves. There are things in our life and in the world that are out of harmony. But can we feel peace despite these things? Let us take ourselves into a moment of silence to calm the things that are out in the world, beyond us. Bring that calming peace inward, internally, in the silence. Let us pray that all of our actions become the goodness of God. Let us pray that all of the turmoil that we feel at times becomes the goodness of God. Let us bring our lack thoughts and pray that they become the wholeness of God. For there are times when we lack strength. Let us pray for strength in those times. There are times when we lack the knowledge, the path we should take. Let us feel that no matter what path we take, the goodness of God is there to guide us. Let this peace be with you. And so it is. Thank you, God. Hello. It's good to be back at Unity Center Stockton. And I would like to just say thank you so much to those people that have come here I haven't seen in such a long time. And I just appreciate your effort to be here today. My talk title this day, I think this Jesus guy read my notes before this talk here, because I'm actually going to speak about him today. This too is good, reigniting the spiritual flame when life is the extinguisher. I was at the celebration of life for Betty Friend yesterday, who is the mother of my best friend, John Friend, who is the mother-in-law of Reverend Mary Ann, who is the leader here. And it was said to be a happy time. They wanted to not shed tears that day because Betty lived a long life and was actually looking forward to her life transitioning. And so she was where she wanted to be, on to the next thing. But tears are for us. And tears did fall. And it was beautiful. I have a lot to say, so I'm going to try and be really brief with this talking about Betty, because I want to talk about her for a minute. I was a real estate appraiser, and our office was in the very top attic of her house. It was a big Victorian house built in the 1880s, and it was just a beautiful house. And so we would go past her in the kitchen or in the living room, or we would talk to her while she's petting her cat Gypsy, and we became a part of the family in that situation because we were basically intruding on her house every day. There was like 6 or 7 appraisers that we would walk through there. We all had keys to her house. And so it was just an interesting time to get to know her, and I would sit with her at times. And Betty was an avid reader, just like tore through books like nobody's business, right? And so we started sharing some books at times, and I remember we shared As a Man Thinketh, and a couple of books by Wayne Dyer, and a book by Laura Day called The Circle, which I ended up doing workshops on. But Betty took to that book, and she came to me one day as we were working through what was the premise of that book was to do what it is that you want to do with your life, whatever it is. So it was partially a manifestation book in a way, but it was just kind of a being true to yourself book as well. And as we were going through this work, she comes to me excited one day. I have to tell you something. Guess what? I said, what? She goes, I'm selling my house and I'm moving to the beach. I've always wanted to live by the beach. And she was just so excited about it. I don't know how John felt about it, because we were about to lose our office, right? But she was so excited that she came to this place within herself, that her dream was obtainable and that she was going to do this. She happened to sell her house at the height of the market just before 2008 when things went awry. And she put a note up in a supermarket saying, I'm a retired person, this is my budget, and I've always wanted to live here, and please call me if you have a place where I could stay. Somebody called. And on her budget, she lived in Bolinas, California. So I went to visit her once she moved there, and at dinner on the beach, that smile on her face was priceless. It was something to behold for me as a young man watching somebody who was 80 years old, still believing in her dreams, was something that I knew I never wanted to forget. So that's that. It was a great day for a great woman. So the phrase, this too is good, this too is God, this too is for me, and I demand to see the blessing in it for me, was said by Emma Curtis Hopkins. It is something that I use in my life on a regular basis, but I've changed it for me because I wanted something quick that would set me in that direction. And I just said, this too is good. When things would happen, I'd say, just this too is good. And just bring that into my life on a regular basis. I still use it all the time, from the first time I've heard that. So let me tell you how good things are. During the pandemic, Ruben, Frank, Eddie, Anna, my brother Bobby, Khadijah, and Santi passed away from the virus. After a brief respite, my friends and family, Stella, Bart, Francis, Liz, Jose, Rob, another Francis, Mikey, Mary Rose, Darlene, Nicole, Patty, Betty, Leslie, Tanya have passed away. And just before Tanya passed away, I was called to go to a bedside at San Joaquin General Hospital where somebody that I've known since he was about 3 years old, now a man, was shot in the face. I was tired of the blessings. I was tired of the blessings at that point. Like I just wanted things to stop. And there's a familiar thing, there's a familiar time that brings me back to, is when my father passed away when I was 8. I just wanted the world to stop for a second. Just, the cars just quit going by because something really big just happened. And I'm the one at the window watching all the cars go by thinking, God, just stop. Just stop for a minute. When I went to that hospital, that really knocked me off the horse, and I really felt bad. Like, I am reasonably happy most of the time in my life. I have overcome addiction, and I am grateful on a regular basis, and I am, I'm reasonably happy most of the time. And I didn't feel happy leaving that hospital. It just knocked me off. And I was vocal about it. I was vocal about it because I didn't want to just be with it by myself. So my partner, Maisie, and other just close friends, Marianne is one of them, I would talk to them about it and just say, look, I'm not feeling right. So I start to explore and feel those feelings and just be with them. And I didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't feel like getting out of bed. I did, but I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like going to work. I didn't feel like doing anything. I just wanted the world to stop for a minute. So I start to examine and I look into myself and going back to what happened in me when I first felt this feeling when my dad passed away. So what grief did to me at this time, I'm going to tell you a story, and I'm not proud. But my dad died in the summer of, in the end of June of 1972. And so then I had to go to school in September, in the beginning of September. I was not feeling great yet. And I was now living in a world from playing trumpet and wanting to be like Louis Armstrong, and playing baseball and wanting to be like Reggie Jackson, the people of the day, to living in a world where, oh, this is not a dress rehearsal, this is real. And what we do is important. And what he did was important. And in that importance, we were going to say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag on the first day of school. And I raised my hand as we all stood, and I said, "Teacher, I have a question." And she said, "What's that?" I said, "What does indivisible mean?" And she couldn't answer that question. I don't know why she didn't know what it was, but she didn't know what it was. And I asked, "Does anybody know what indivisible means?" And nobody knew what indivisible meant. So, in my best thinking, I ran towards the flag and I pulled it out of the holder and I said, "We should not say anything with our hands over our hearts unless we know what it means." My 8-year-old wisdom. So when I got to the principal's office, principal said, "Sit down." And then my mom came walking in. You know the fear of God is within your parents, right?
Yeah.
So she handed him a note, and I don't know what the note says to this day. But he explained to her what had happened. And she said, "Sir, that will never happen again." And we were dismissed, and we got in the car. My mom was quiet, made sure I put on my seatbelt, these newfangled things called seatbelts. And we drove down the street, and at the first red light, she turned to me and she said, "There was a time when we had a war against each other. You know about slavery?" And I said, "Yeah." So it was to end slavery. And the word indivisible means that we cannot be divided, that should never happen again. That's all I needed. And the flag was there the next morning, and I put my hand over my heart with knowledge now and understanding. We take in things differently, all of us. depending on where we've been and what we know and what we don't know. The ways of grief can be different for people that are extrovert or introvert. I am an extrovert. That doesn't mean I'm a people person. What that means is when things happen, I need to be around people. If you're an introvert, when things happen, you need to maybe close the shades and be by yourself, right? And so there's that. So we can't all follow the same structure of how we're going to get through things because we're all different. And that's one of the differences, right? But there is something that we need to feel and do as we go through these things. And for me, I'm finding that my knowledge of myself is my strongest way of dealing with things. So now as I look through that and I look further at what was going on with me as in that time period, like that was a direct action. My saying, I can't put my hand over my heart unless I know what I'm doing, was directly from grief. When I look at it further, my actions of going to the biggest bully in the schoolyard while he was bullying somebody and punching him in the nose to get him to stop bullying this person was not only my way of defending that person, but it was a way of protecting myself. I was protecting myself with anger. I just said, oh, before he gets me, I'm gonna get one good shot so he doesn't come to me. And he never did come to me after that. He left me alone. But it still wasn't right action. Because even though, yes, I've been angry and I've been hurtful, I'm here to be peaceful and compassionate. That's what I'm here to be. I've been those things, but I'm here to be peaceful and compassionate. I have been dishonest. I have been self-centered and self-seeking, but I'm here to be a trusted person. I'm here to be really what I'm here to be is different from those things. So as I look and see where I've been those things, it makes clear what I'm here to be. And, if I see those things, then I have something to work on. I want to share what I was saying, sounds like Jesus was reading my notes, is because I really wanted to share, the story. It's both in Matthew 25:14 through 30 and Luke 19:12 through 28. And it's the parable about the talents. Does everybody know that story? Where the king gives servants these things. Talents were pieces of money, basically, silver pieces, right? And the servants that go out and do something with those, one servant comes and makes much more with those talents. And then when the king comes back, he gives this big amount of talents back. Somebody just kind of like doubles the money and somebody else hides the money. Well, the person that hides the talents is the one that was in trouble because there was something given to that person and they didn't use it, right? And so, the thing about that is that the parable emphasizes that the importance of actively using the gifts and abilities God has given to us, serve others, and live a fruitful life, not burying our potential out of fear or laziness or grief, right? And so I look at that and I think about what the founder, Charles Fillmore, said at the age of 92. I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and leap forth with a mighty faith to do what is mine to do, right? 92 years old, he's saying these things. So as I start to understand that, okay, as I go through this period of grief with other outer things happening simultaneously that are troubling to me, it was the recognition that, okay, I just need to be still. I need to be still and sit with this for a time and not be afraid of that or ashamed of that. Like, to continue to understand that I'm in the space of understanding. To sit with and wait for that thing within me that wakes me up again, right? And it was sitting with my mom. My mom is 93 years old. And sitting with her and we were watching some show, and she was laughing and smiling. And it occurred to me, my mom is 93 years old. Anna, which is one of these people that I mentioned earlier, was her last friend from school days that was alive and passed because of COVID. All of her family, except for one sister, is gone. Most of the acquaintances in her life are gone. And she's sitting there with me, smiling and laughing and enjoying the day. And it woke me up. It's like, okay, if I'm going to live a long life, a long, healthy life, then this is part of it. And I need to be with it. Sitting there woke me up to a place where I just decided, oh, I'm going to have to find a way to be okay with this. Because I plan on living a long, healthy life. You know, she's 93, her sister was 98, her other sister was 102. Her brothers died in their 90s. I want to be like them, but I want to be okay with the world. So right now, I better start working on being okay with that. And so it woke me up. It made me look at what my talents are, my gifts, and what am I here to be? And as I go through those things that I'm here not to be, and heal those within inside myself, the things that I'm here to be make themselves way more known. And just like that day, I was in a restaurant, and there was a lady who was just absolutely in charge of this restaurant. This one waitress taking on a whole restaurant. And I started watching her because she was so on the spot. Like, I mean, I would hear her say, "Yes, sir, I'll get that for you. Just 1 second." And she's like doing all this stuff. And sure enough, she comes and does that. Like, she's remembering everything. "Oh yeah, a side of barbecue sauce, sure, here we come," and blah, blah, blah. You know, and she's taking care of everything. And she's yelling out to the kitchen, and she's got her helper with her. "I need 3 salads and this and that," you know, just naming it out. And then coming and grabbing them, picking them. And there was a point when she came right in front of me because I was sitting at the counter. And she was right in front of me. And she was holding 3 plates, starting a new coffee, and, you know, just doing all this stuff, and then saying, "Yes, sir, I have it in my hand right now," you know, like. And I looked at her and I said, "You are a superstar. You're talented. I can see that you are very good at what you do." And she looks up at me, and her eyes just teared up. It was something that she needed to hear. It was something that was so easy to say. It was so truthful. It was such a part of the moment. Like, it was the truth. It was right in front of me. Like, I'm looking at a superstar. Her talent showed in a big way. And she went on to do what she did, and she came back and she said, "Thank you. so much. My name is, I won't say her name, but she told me her name and I told her my name. And she said, you don't know how much I needed that today. So our talents can be long striving. Like not all of us are going to get on the back of the bus and not give up our seat. Not all of us are going to make a march that is going to be life-changing. Not all of us are going to make a rocket. Not all of us are going to do those things. Our talents, however, are with us always. And it just takes the smallest things sometimes to bring us forth and to be a part of the world. I want to share with you a dream that I had about Betty. Betty came to me a dream after she passed away. And she walked into the room, the same room where I was actually sleeping. So it's like I'm in this room, in this bed, and Betty's walking in. In reality, I'm in this room, in this bed. And in my dream, Betty comes walking into that room. This is Marianne's mother-in-law, right? And she comes to my bed and she puts her hands above my head like this. And all of a sudden, it was like this feeling of energy just was started to come down my whole length of my body. It was like I could actually see like a light moving down my body. It was like watching a Xerox copy machine, right? Where the light goes past the page, comes back. And as this feeling was coming down my body, and I started feeling every single cell of my body energized, right? And I said to her, Betty, what are you doing here? What is this? And she says, I said, this is good. She goes, yeah, it's good. It's really good. I said, I feel like every cell of my body is being energized. This is really good. She goes, yeah, it's really good. I said, what is it? And she said, it's a halo healing. I said, wow, I really like this. She said, yeah, it's really good. She's saying this to me like in a telepathic way. She's not using words. And that energy went all the way down to my toes. And then I woke up. And the energy kept going for about 20 minutes. Through my entire body, I felt this energy flowing. It was good. I feel that there was a healing there. And I feel that way every time I speak, like there will be a healing somewhere. But I felt like, really, like there was a healing. And I've had this thumbnail that's been cracked at the top for about 15 years. I've took supplements, whatever, calcium, magnesium, whatever they said, to biotin, to improve my nail health. I've been trying to heal this with prayer, with meditation, with supplements for 15 years. And about 2 weeks after that, I felt that energy come across my body. My thumbnail is healed. This is something I can definitely designate that has not been well in me and that I have been trying to heal. And so that situation, whatever it was, I really feel brought a healing force to me. And if Betty can do that in my dreams, then Betty is still a force, isn't she? And I believe it was Betty that was the helping hand of God to bring me some healing. She certainly made me feel better. even when she was gone. Chief White Eagle said, "When you are in doubt, be still and wait. When doubt no longer exists for you, then go forward with courage. So long as mists envelop you, be still. Be still until the sunlight pours through and dispels the mists, as it surely will. Then act with courage." If you are going through it, whatever it is, I encourage you to spend some time knowing what's inside of you. The good, let's say, the balanced and the imbalanced. Know them. They're a part of you for a reason, and they're here for your talents to be discovered, for you to be able to share those talents with others. Whether you're 1-year-old or 101-year-old, those talents are within you. Whether it's a big thing to do in this life that takes lots of effort, or a simple message to somebody, it's there for you to give. James Dillett Friedman wrote this poem. It's called "My Heart is Like a Mountain Stream." I want to share it with you. My heart is like a mountain stream, skipping upon the hills and under dark cliff sides. Glint of sun and gleam, of foam, a music and a thunder. Like a bubbling joy a child runs after, welling up like hope, like love, like wonder. Eternal change, eternal laughter. O magic flute, O foam's flowers flinging. Through gleams of through glens of gloom, my heart stream breaks. Like light, I start for echoes ringing. Falling upon life's rocks, it makes a mightier music, sweeter singing. So what I want to say to you in closing is, if you are going through hard times, fear or grief, may you continue, after resting your mind with silence, to return to your talents and flow like a mountain stream. Namaste.
Thank you, Jimmy. That was a great message. I don't think we need the song.
I want to hear it.
So this is an affirmation song. We're going to go over the words and we can sing it after that. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Together. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Together. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that made me blind. Gone are the dark clouds that made me blind. It's going to be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's going to be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that made me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Yes, I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rain Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that make me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
Can we give Michael another round of applause? And can we show some more appreciation to Ginny? Thank you so much. This is our offering time, so if you would hold in your hands what you would give to be blessed, we'll say our offering prayer together. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give. Thank you, God. Bless.
Let's take these offerings, offer it to the community in the goodness of God and outward towards the goodness of God in the world. We thank you for these blessings, and we are very, very grateful. And so it is. Thank you, Father.
And then let's join a circle and sing our peace song.